And then the crystallized gyrocopter, that's where I would lean.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. It's odd that Wind Ranger feels like a flex pick right now because she was exclusive making that. It's like, okay, I didn't have that taunt. Trent, I learned something today. Up top, though, Crystallize, he's going to get caught, and this should be an easy first blood coming out for Team Spirit as they wrap around into that Tier 1 tower. It's actually Beaver that gets that bonus, so that Courier is on the way out. Is the Bane going to find it? Here's Lil. He's got one, and he's got two. That's a dead Courier, and Tango's down.
Oh, this time with just a simple Carapace, man. He closed the gap so quickly.
So much burst damage, force some of that regen out on Illidan. Now back in the top lane. Lightning connects on two. Split Earth to follow up. Bane could be in some trouble. Gets off the Brain Sap, and it's Beaver that falls. Crystallize finds credit there, and Lil looking for a deny. It will happen. The neutrals finish him off.
Oh, nicely done.
Yeah, good stuff for Navi there.
Position 5 Lil. He's got it.
Close call on that deny, but he makes it happen. Now back to the mid lane. On his Shadow Demon. He is level 3, 2 points in Soul Catcher. So he does set up. Torrent connects. I don't think they'll have enough damage here, but they're going to keep on. X will pull Dendy back again. Now the right clicks, and they've got it. I underestimated that damage output there, Trent. Yeah, that's 30% extra.
Yeah.
I knew it was good. I didn't know it was that good.
Okay, so solid little boost up there for him.
Oh, that's big. Okay, so 2-1, but still looking even in terms of net worth. Up top, more pressure coming onto Lil. Beaver sets it up with a Split Earth. DK Phobos pops a Mango, will chase into the tower, and Lil will be light on options. Phobos happy to tank the tower with all that armor on the Night Stalker. They will find themselves a kill, but can Crystallize maybe level things out. Homing Missile does connect onto the Night Stalker, but no follow-ups the mid lane to see if maybe they could be postured here looking for a gank on Dendy. But instead, up top, Shadow Demon put to sleep. Homing Missile comes in, but Crystallize taking huge damage here. And Spirit should be able to find the better of this. They bring down Crystallize first, but it'll cost them FNG. A 1-for-1 is Lil. Now tries to get under tower. Nightmare not quite going to be enough. The Split Earth connects, and that makes it a 2-for-1. As Velhor gets back on a safe lane, there is no pressure on that Razor right now. Now up top, it's Beaver taking big damage, but he gets back behind the creep wave. Homing Missile is going to chase him down, but I don't think there's going to be enough follow-up here. It's going to be close. The stick charges, and he will live. Meanwhile, Dendy dies in the mid. It looks like things will kind of peter out as FNG now makes his rotation up top. The thing's starting to look a lot better for Spirit as they pull ahead. Oh, as I say that, FNG now surrounded by 3. Likely to be a dead Shadow Demon. Does get off the defensive disruption. Buys a little time for his teammates. Still ends up going down. Can Beaver and DK Phobos turn this around? A Homing Missile gets queued up. Does connect on Phobos. Now the Rock Barrage doing some okay damage. Lesh does have some stick charges. The Split Earth connects on 1. But it's not quite enough for a kill, and they lose another. Navi strike right back and get 2 up on the scoreboard.
Yeah, meanwhile, mid, though.
Yep, G, oh wow, that decrep on top of the power shot. It's big damage, but the boat from around the side, it won't save him. Dendy able to find the rotating onto mid. G has the boat up in 5 seconds here, but a little window where the Dire might be able to initiate. Dendy gets caught by the X. Shackle connects on the Kunkka, but now the supports are here, and this Wind Ranger might be done for. The call down comes through, but it's not going to do much, and now more rotations. General's here, Life Drain gets someone.
They brought 5 heroes.
Oh,
they gotta catch someone.
They might not even get FNG here. He does not have a TP scroll. Maybe looking for the deny, but dodges the Nether Black. Make it back south. Pugna will grab the Bounty Rune. FNG also gets the Bounty Rune, sets it up on the Pugna. Now Illidan on his way in. He's got the right clicks. He's going to start draining it, but General, he's got his ultimate as well. And Illidan, he's going to try to burst him, and he finds it. Well played by the Razor. Oh, their positioning. You can just feel the pressure that Spirit's putting on, and now the setup mid. Banish. Right into a Torrent, boat combo, and say goodnight to Dendy. Nothing he could do there from disruption, full HP to 0.
And that's with 3 heroes surrounding him. And you just can't off 2, and that way you're on the map while Night Stalker's not. You still create like a little bit of a kill threat too.
Oh, Courier. Okay, that's pretty nice. Velhor, he gets something. Navi with the numbers advantage, 4 compared to the 3 of Spirit, but Spirit are also pressuring that tier 1 up top. Lil charging in first, Split Earth will be off the mark. Now the Night Stalker rotates. Spirit will actually have all 5. This is going to be a full team fight here in the mid, but both teams being a little bit hesitant to engage. FNG gets popped, and now I think Spirit need to head back to the tower. Call down does a fair bit of damage with the Razor. He's going to go in. They get the stun onto the gyrocopter, and they make it a 1-for-1 core for hunt for more.
Yeah, and they should be able to finish off this tower here and open up some of the map for themselves. Always nice when you have a Night Stalker on your squad. Dendy gets caught.
My. Look at that burst damage. Split Earth. I don't think they'll easily be able to rotate and find a kill.
No, this is good. They're going to bring the gyro.
Scout this rotation, and maybe they can nip it in the bud. Set up onto Beaver, finds the Impale, nicely done, as now Crystallize comes in with a lot of damage. Beaver will go down first, and Phobos, as soon as this homing missile connects, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. The Decrep's there, the life drain, and Dendy with the snipe to end this game with his Shadow Blade queued up. He's already got the drums, and he's actually only a couple hundred gold away from the Shadow Blade at that. Big item for Team Spirit to fight around this game. And now some pressure coming onto that Tier 2 up top. Down bottom, call down. FNG ready to mount the defense with a defensive disruption on Phobos, and they're going to go in on this gyrocopter, losing a lot of damage. The plasma field finds the kill, and of course the Bane gets left behind. It's a 2 big-time magical damage. It's going to be a long time before he has a BKB.
Yeah.
I'm very nervous about this gyro's ability to survive. Bane pulled into a Torrent bolt combo, and just like that, G finds himself a freebie up top.
Yeah, I can't say I'm digging the idea of no BKB either.
Lesh also going to be a freebie going the other way, so General will be able to grab that one. That's kind of nice. Now back up top, Nyx Assassin against 2. There's just going to be these little trades all over the map. But I think it will be Spirit that come out advantageous, going 1 for 2.
Yeah, that's going to feel like a missed opportunity for them.
Yep. G caught out by a sentry, but Bane also going to be caught here.
Nice timing that time from Lil.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be enough to save him, though. X going to pull him back. The Decrep. Illidan on the way in with more damage, but, oh, man, that Tidebringer, it's just too much. Now on the backs, but struggling to get in position because Spirit are so forward. Yeah. They also killed that Tier 2 up top, so limiting the access points for Navi. Shackle almost latches, but Night Stalker will survive this initial onslaught. Now the X onto Velhor. Pulled back into a Torrent, and he is dead.
Tier 1 still stands in the bottom lane, but they're looking to clear out the last tower in the mid.
It's just too much aggression here, Trent. This is the timing that's... So 17-9, it's a 7K net worth lead for Team Spirit. And as of now, I don't see much slowing that down. We'll see FNG as well as G get repelled, and the homing missile's actually going to kill him. Compliments of that freebie on the position 5 of Spirit, but very minimal gain there, while the cores on the opposition of Spirit are all farming.
This could be a big kill.
This would be a huge kill, and they're going to find it. That Shackle does connect, and the Kunkka will not be able to make it out. Big kill there. That rotation, Navi looking like they want to mount a defense here if possible. Radiant with an aggressive glyph to try to tank the tower, and it will get finished off by the siege creep there.
Velor is in behind on the Razor here.
Yeah, but Lil's going to get caught on the high ground. He gets silenced and does not have any way to Nightmare. Dust does connect onto the Nyx Assassin, and now he's going to be isolated all alone, and just like that, Navi will lose 2, as well as their tower.
It's just not feeling that great for Navi. I mean, you have a Pugna in the core role, and you haven't even taken the Tier 1 mid.
I will say, I like that this Gyro has changed his build. Huge damage comes his way as G initiates. He doesn't have the BKB yet. That's going to be up on the docket, which is what I wanted to compliment here, but they've got more than enough damage to kill him in the interim. He is pretty close to the BKB, but I'm glad he switched away from the Aghanims. I don't think the Aghanims was the play. Either way, Lil now also caught, and these kills are really adding up. Nyx
is wary of there being a sentry, so he's kind of wandering his way around.
Oh, set up onto the Bane, though. They caught him with the disruption. Again, Spirit so good at playing around this Shadow Demon. A hero that can aid, but soon to expire. He'll be revealed. Meanwhile, on the other side, Dendy might get isolated. There's that setup from FNG. The Soul Catcher, the follow-up from Beaver is there, and Dendy will fall to the burst damage.
Oh, man.
Spirit to throw at this point, it feels like.
Yeah, they're up 10K 24 minutes, and you kind of think like, well, why aren't they just doing Roche? But that is one of those moments where they could give some of this back.
Yep. And maybe FNG overstepping his bounds here. Goes for the setup onto General. Able to make it away, but Homing Missile is going to chase him down. They use a Dust, looking for the Nyx, but aren't quite going to find it. Fiend's Grip onto the Lesh, but Lil will pay with his life. And there's no follow-up there. G's up onto the high ground, bringing General down low. Illidan joining the party. X, Torrent, Boat. That's a dead Pugna. And now they're going to try to bring down Crystallize. They do get a stun onto the Razor, and that will repel him for now. But Dendy caught by an X into a Torrent. They might be able to bring down this Wind Ranger again. No, he makes it back to the high ground. Not enough resources, but they've only lost their Leshrac. Another great trade for Team Spirit. Now have 10 seconds of Magic Immunity, plus the pipe on top of that.
Oh,
It's
man,
like the Dire don't even have spells. Nyx gets pulled back. He's going to get silenced. Sentry on the high ground. That'll be an easy pickoff. That will happen from time to time with the Nyx assassin.
Scouting for sure. Like, I mean, they just have a lot of the choke points too.
I mean, it just makes FNG's life easier. You know, it just creates so much more value for the Shadow Demon where the Nyx can't just cripple him by the nature of being on the map. But up top, we're going to see a huge fight. Dendi just gets obliterated to start things out as Crystallize goes for the TP. The BKB has been used by Illidan, and it's not there. He needed one more auto attack and can't quite find it, but General will go down to the Pulse Nova of Beaver's Leshrac, now to quarter health. Their other tier 3s still pretty topped off. But so far, a very safe siege from Spirit. Just putting that Night Stalker on the high ground, using those illusions from the Shadow Demon. I like the way they're sieging this, just putting their 2 beefcakes in the front and letting their supports stay in the back line, allowing G that opportunity to be a counter-initiator.
Yeah, they're sending the Disrupted Illusions onto the Nether Ward too, trying to get a little bit of damage onto it.
Yep, and it helps. Here's the setup though, the Banish. Now the follow-up boat will be off the mark, but they've gotten the tier 3. Shackle connects on 2. Power shot onto the Shadow Demon. He may go down as Night Stalker gets caught by the Fiend Grip. Buyback from FNG. Phobos just a little too tanky. Pops the Crimson Guard, but he's probably still going to fall. That homing missile will chase him down. They're trying to kill him. They find it just in time. The Night Stalker survives, and now they counter-initiate the other way. BKB from Illidan, keeping him reasonably safe, but doesn't want to dive too...
I mean, Night Stalker has the urn, so...
He's just a setup. He's Disruption, Soul Catcher. If he does that, that's it. Items aren't really going to change that all too much. Up top, Illidan, Crystallize, channels the TP right as Illidan reveals, but FNG is there in time, and the Gyro dies again. There is a 10-second BKB up on the Gyro comp, 3k HP on Phobos. This is one tanky Night Stalker that is not easy to bring down.
You can't commit without the Gyrocopter here. You need that big call down, you need a little bit of chaos. Close out, get some shrines.
Yep. And we can't forget the melee barracks also buffed an HP on that last.
Oh, they found the X. They know where he's coming back to.
Yep, Crystallize takes some damage, but he's got teammates nearby. This setup might not be perfect. Fiend Script to go through the BKB. Dendi doing some decent damage. They've got the sleep on Shadow Demon, but G survives through it. Pops the boat. Defensive disruption. They're probably going to have to leave FNG behind. The homing missile is on the way. And a lot of burst damage. We'll be able to finish him off. Homing missile switches to the Leshrac. That's a bit of a heartbreaker. And just like that, Navi pick up 2. It's a small sign of life for...
No, the Vision's actually all on Navi's side. They've done that deep sweep of the wards for a while, but sadly they haven't been fighting down there because the last 6 minutes or so, they've been in their own little base.
But it's an Aghanims on this Razor, and all of a sudden he is turned into a high ground sieger. They will go for this barracks, and General taking big damage. Yule Scepter buys him a little bit of time as the BKB comes from Illidan, but he will go down. Melee barracks are secured. Buyback is available on the Pugna. Shackle connects on 2. Call down, ready to do some big damage, but FNG gets off the defensive disruption. There's the BKB from Crystallize as well as G. It's a big fight as Dendi dies. Now Crystallize making it back into the tier 4s. Dendi died with his 10-second BKB off cooldown. Yeah. He does have a buyback, but this is looking grim for Navi. FNG has gone down as Spirit head right to that top tier 3. There's the buyback from Pugna. Dendi hanging on to his for now.
He thought it was a moment where they were turning. You know, it's like...
He's at that point now where he has Daedalus, so his damage just from right clicks alone is actually pretty scary.
This guy's terrifying to chase in a situation like this.
Yeah. I don't know that I think they'll probably
not if he's decreps though.
Yeah,
and Fiend's grips.
Well, and a 4-on-1. I mean, they can lock him down. I don't
think DK Phobos really wants to stray too far away. Like, wouldn't you love this guy on your team? And he's got Pipe, he's got Spirit Vessel, Solar Crest, Crimson Guard. Oh, Solo temp down bottom on Beaver. Velor might have the damage.
It's going to be close, and he does have it indeed. Lesh will go down.
Like, they're all just postured ahead of them right now. I think they see the hero's bottom, so they obviously want Rax damage. This makes sense, but...
Yeah. And I think Spirit also just feeling their advantage, and they want to press an initiation onto the Bane. Dendi makes the rotation back. His BKB still on cooldown for 10 seconds. He gets slowed down and just destroyed with the BKB of Illidan. Nice setup, and now he does not have a buyback, so he will be in the grave for a full 60 seconds. Top lane of Barracks, range is already going down. Glyph will keep the melee standing as Crystallize uses the call down. A 5v4 still. Homing missile does connect onto the Kunkka in the back line, but it feels like Navi have no way to repel this push, and this will be the second lane of Barracks secured for Spirit. Played to their strengths, right? You look at all these players that they tend to gravitate towards that traditional CIS
I think
play style of being very aggressive.
More Shadow Blades than anyone I've seen.
So
okay.
Trent, this is a moment where they might be able to make something happen. Not much time left on the double damage as Spirit smoke. Who's going to catch who though? Fiend's Grip onto the Shadow Demon. He gets destroyed immediately as Phobos runs into the back line. G is still alive. Lil gets killed. Buybacks from both sides used immediately. Gyro just trying to get back to safety. They'll finish off the Aegis. They want this Rapier so badly. The Dire have to play this very careful. They will lose their Nyx Assassin. He's got the buyback, and he'll use it. So still a 5v5. 3 buybacks have been used, which will fall very quickly if they find a successful team fight. Kunkka, heading back to the well.
Yeah, gonna help out his friends, you know.
Oh, the Radiant Courier died.
Pass
Storm Refresher still not used by the Razor, and there it is, second eye of the storm. This tower is gonna start melting. No glyph for this Dire team right now. Fiend's Grip will be used on the Razor, but follow-up is there. The boat gonna fly in. The Rapier's down. They've killed the Gyro. The Rapier's still on the deck. It's G that's picked it up. Lil getting low, and he's gonna press in. Does he find a crit? Spike Carapace not gonna do much against the BKB, and 1800 damage will be enough for a one-shot. Party on, Kunkka. Party on.
Creeps are about to spawn. Careful.
And that's going to be the GG as Dendi falls to a crit from the Creep Wave. A photo finish for Team Spirit. Well Trent, that's game 1 in the books, but a brutal match. That means it's a support Kunkka this time instead of the core Kunkka. But Kunkka Bane, a great support duo. We've seen kind of a classic.
I figured,
but we'll see that TP up top as they realize Slark is not going to be having a fun time against 3.
Yeah, it's even worse once you bring in this support like this too, because now he's just not even getting the experience all to himself. It's just, you really got to win this lane if you're going to start committing some heroes.
Yeah.
Or you got to get Illidan the hell out. So Jakiro's up here now. It is indeed time to go. Saw in the mid lane too.
Oh, the setup in the top lane, right onto Crystallize. The pounce from Illidan does connect, but do they have the damage to find this kill? It's going to be close, and they've got it. Illidan draws the first blood. Bonus gold goes the way of Slark. The better tri-lane here. I think both sides have atypical tri-lane, say.
I would say definitely Jakiro and Shadow Demon I would rather have with me.
Yeah, the Jakiro's pretty nasty
Bane.
in these situations. The AoE dual breath, you hit 2 heroes with that thing, and you're feeling pretty good in those team fights.
Like, Kunkka Bane, well, Kunkka especially is so about, like, the one-shot, you know? It's like, you want 100 to 0, you just want to, like, completely kill someone. It's not really a harass type.
That's true. Now, Illidan,
that might work,
initiated on, pounce back, and they don't have the burst damage. They might be able to kill FNG instead. Does have a couple of stick charges here, but doesn't get it off in time.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, Jakiro
ahead in this lane. Both Brewmaster and Axe tend to be pretty good against in the melee matchups, but Axe just reigning supreme is up top. We'll see Lil initiated on, Shadow Demon into the dual breath from the Jakiro, and my friend, you are absolutely right. That duo is nasty, and the Bane will pay with his life. Crystallize, able to waveform back, but dual breath connects on 2, and Kunkka could be in some trouble here. Does get off a decent torrent. Able to survive as Bane is actually respawned, TP'd to the tower. Nightmare. Now a little hot potato here from Spirit. Nicely done as they toggle it back and forth, and they go for a setup on Lil again. Now Illidan, stick charges, needs to be a little careful. X into torrent, but gets the stick off in time. A lot of low health
towards that Blink Dagger.
Yeah.
Vanguard's great, but early Blink with the Vanguard is pretty gross.
It's very true. Its early Vanguard, though, does end up being a farming tool for him. Spending time in the jungle is FNG, the one initiated on. Who's going to get caught, though? The Shadow Demon trying to make it back as Axe is asleep. Slark clicking down Lil. They will go 1-for-1. Crystallize now caught by the taunt. This Morphling's in a lot of trouble. The dunk interrupted by the torrent, but it's not going to be enough in the position 1 from Navi.
But a 400 gold edge there for the Slark over that Morphling, and be looking to take his team up ahead.
Look at this up top. Phobos just diving down past Generally might find a solo kill here, and he does! Just like that, the Brewmaster falls.
Still no opportunity for a split. Painful stuff there.
Yeah. And just like that, now back to the bottom lane. The Kunkka Velor in a lot of trouble. He goes down 6-2 now as Spirit get a lot of momentum around the map. You were worried about that Axe being slowed down, but seems like there is nothing stopping the red man right now.
You had to say something, didn't you?
I did.
You had to say something.
I did. Hey,
what's your problem?
You wouldn't give me the Kunkka. I'm not giving you the axe here, pal. But actually, they might kill him right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
3-on-1, and yeah, that Kunkka, he's gonna grab
Nothing
him.
slowing him down. Just a rotation there, easy kill.
Well, they had to rotate 3 heroes, and now down bottom, what's that? Morphling, only level 5. He's going to be in some trouble. That's a setup from FNG. The Ice Path is there. He does waveform back, and he will survive, but they are really slowing down. Actually had treads queued up and now swapped it out for BOTs.
Yeah, it's a farming game.
It is a farming game, but Slark, and he's going to get brought down. Nicely done by the Kunkka. Very irritating. Maybe not the last time that'll happen this game, but FNG looking for some vengeance for his fallen comrade. Kunkka going to be left all alone, and G kind of dancing in circles as he gives him that. But there are reinforcements from Navi. Crystallize has rotated up, and Slark maybe getting caught again here by the Kunkka. The boat connects, but he does get off the Shadow Dance. No pounce. He's getting low, and he will fall. Crystallize gets credit for that one.
Yeah, that's a tough one to get from full HP, but that's exactly what General was trying to do. He pinged up top. He said, look, I want to start a fight up here. You know, I have my split ready.
Oh, mid lane. DK Phobos catches an initiation and sets it up for G. Easy shackle and a few right clicks. Get Fawns up top here at the 16-minute mark. G about to get wrapped on. There's the X. They will have the combo, but Spirit have some reinforcements. Nice disruption buys G some time, and instead they turn on to Bane. Lil very low, falling quickly, and will be the first casualty of this fight, but they do secure the kill on the Wind Ranger that they came for. Finally, a Bruce split that pays off, but 60 minutes, and that's really the first one. Now Phobos, though, he catches that taunt onto the Brew. No split to keep him alive, and the slam dunk will make this a Lark. Smoked up. Boat gets broken. Crystallize. General and Lil all right nearby as General jumps in. Nice clap. Bruce split comes out. And it's a good counter initiation as the boat flies, but Axe catches a call right into a Fiend script from Lil. It's a very chaotic fight, but it is Dendi that finds the first kill. Illidan goes down, Lil survives, and now it's the Axe that gets caught by a Torrent. FNG keeps him alive. They've killed Lil on the back line, but an X now comes onto FNG as G gets brought down. Jakiro with an Ice Path does break things up a little bit, but it's not enough. It's a 3-for-1, a disastrous fight for Team Spirit.
Yeah, it looked like
4 now.
Spirit maybe thought they were going to catch like 1 or 2 heroes, like by a bunch of sentries. He just TV's back, like, oh yeah, I just need an observer. Let me put the inventory, and away I go.
Gotta love it. Phobos grabs Lil. Again, a chaotic fight ready to break out as Dendi sets up on the Shadow Demon, but they've already lost their Bane. Nice disruption, keeps it from being a 1-for-1, and FNG will actually survive through this onslaught. Now a 4-on-5, Spirit looking to pursue as Phobos blinks forward, catches the Berserker's call. Brewmaster getting very low. G takes the Laguna, and he'll go down, but they found the kill on General. Slark also going to get killed, but the dunk on Belor. Still an advantageous fight for Spirit, but Crystallize and Dendi still standing, might be able to clean this up even more. FNG with another nice disruption. Pinging out on Dendi, does have a soul catcher. Nope, okay, never mind.
Nope, looks like we'll just be able to back away there, but
that'll be the end of it.
I like the way Navi played that, actually, where they kind of like collapsed in. Like, Dendi had a chance to just kill the Shadow Demon right at the start, but he just held his Laguna Blade because he wanted a more important target, and a little bit more difficult for Navi to play aggressive.
He might get caught here. He grabs the bounty, but they immediately put down a sentry ward. Beam script, he has a BKB, but dare I say, not worth. Yeah.
I guess he probably thought they were all farming back through the Radiant jungle, didn't expect Morphling to be up there already.
Just didn't expect him to drop a sentry so quickly like that. But Defensive Nightmare onto Lean after getting initiated on mid. Nice stomp, but they stopped the Brew from getting off the split with that disruption. Now the split comes though after Axe gets stunned. It's a bit of a sloppy fight for Spirit with Slark dead. They don't want to take this anyhow. FNG X, but sidesteps the stun. Meanwhile, Beaver getting chased down mid. Phobos trying to make it back as G is put to sleep. He pops the BKB. And I think the Cyclone actually saves the Axe. Now a buyback used by Jakiro. The Radiant Courier dies in the fray. Navi may be overstepping their bounds, but FNG gets popped by the combo of the Morphling. Slark's back in the party, and with the buyback on Jakiro, they might be able to get some cleanup kills here. Morphling gets caught. Velor very low. He'll get finished off by G. Dendi invisible on the run. Force staff to the high ground. He'll be able to survive. Now Lil with the Nightmare. He's going to be the one that gets left and eaten alive by the Slark with his BKB on. So
knocked him out of it.
Okay.
And so yeah, then he got the BKB off and he was able to fight. But if they cleaned up that Wind Ranger before BKB, would have been very totally different.
Yeah, now Lina gets caught mid. The Blade Mail is there. Follow-up damage is big. Shackle on 2. Secures the kill on Dendi. And Crystallize brought down. Just too much damage for the Morphling to survive. And now Brewmaster in too deep. 20 seconds until split. They'll have a Berserker's Call. Yet another Shackle. A power shot and right clicks to the moon as General gets put to sleep.
Of Crystallize negated. And he gets blown up sitting on that low HP.
And now with these 3 heroes down, they're going to continue to press forward. One buyback used. It's on General. He does have the split. Also Dude, now picking up his drums.
Buying back and buying some drums. He's like, I got to fight. We got to win this. I need anything.
There is a Radiant Glyph, but there's the setup. And it's going to be a dead General. No split. Now the tier 3 under heavy pressure. Dendi does not have a buyback. There is one available on the Morphling, but with 10 seconds left, he doesn't want to use it, and that might cost him the barracks. Melee, the target of choice. Glyph not going to be used, and Spirit getting away with murder is now Phobos, maybe left behind.
BKB.
He's actually all right. In comes the Morphling. He gets caught by the Ice Path. Now the taunt from Axe. Can the Morphling survive? He does, but Lil not going to be so lucky. Spirit opting to get out while they still can. Range Barracks still standing. Slark Illusions going to work. Just like that, this game swung from Navi's favor to a 6K advantage going the way of Spirit and a lane of Barracks.
They're fortunate Morphling didn't just get shackled right there, honestly. I think that was the perfect...
You're kind of right, and I don't know if they're going to be able to do it quickly enough. Spirit are coming in. Roche at about 1K HP. They got to go now. It's going to be close, but they won't get it. Radiant finish it off, and the Aegis goes the way of Crystallize. Axe jumps in, gets Nightmared straight away. Now the Fiend's Grip. This is such an awkward fight for Spirit. They'll lose Beaver, but Phobos still pretty healthy. Pops his BKB. Disruption not going to be enough to save FNG, and I think Spirit are going to have to head for the hills. The Brew Split's been used, but not going to be able to catch up, and Phobos will make it back up to the high ground.
Oh, these greedy supports, too. Spending all that Rax money already. No
port. And he is going to go for the Aghanim Scepter. At least that's what he's got queued up. Folks get broken. Phobos jumps in onto Dendi, but nice defensive Nightmare. Not enough, and he gets brought down and slam dunked. They're going to try to go in onto Crystallize, but Slark needs to be a little bit careful. Phobos on the high ground. Lincoln Spheres getting broken left and right. Crystallize forced to BKB here. Another beautiful Nightmare on the Axe to counter initiate. The boat flies through, but a Shackle connects on Lil. Finds that kill for Spirit. Crystallize without a BKB does have to head home. They want this Kunkka. Velor may still get caught. Shackle does not latch, but Slark laying in the right clicks. Connects with a pounce. BKB used. Morphling tries to jump in aggressively, but the dunk connects onto the Kunkka. Now the buyback from Bane. Lil with a TP to the tier 3. Sets up onto FNG. Nightmare versus Disruption. The Nightmare wins. But things, again, looking pretty brutal for Navi, even with the Aegis. It just doesn't matter here, Trent.
Kunkka is such a key part of this high ground defense as well. They have the split, they can delay, but they don't want to just delay. They want to win a fight, and you can't win a fight without the Lina. And honestly, even without the Kunkka, I feel like it's going to be very difficult. Those are your 2 heroes that control Slark.
Yeah, they need more than a watch here. Crystallize uses the Morph to try to grab the Morph, or the Wind Ranger, rather. Does still have the Aegis in tow. BKB up in just a couple seconds, but now the initiation. This could be a dieback for Lil. Disruption locks him in place. The Bane will survive for now, but the tier 3 not so lucky.
It's almost time to leave here.
I think Spirit, I'm with you. I don't think they want to overstay their welcome. And now with that Kunkka up, the high ground defense will get a lot easier for Navi They've got everything up. This is a fresh fight. BKB's ready to go, but Illidan jumps in onto Velor. He saw the opportunity to bring down the Kunkka, and they'll seize the day.
Huge.
Kunkka dead again. 50 seconds in the grave. No buyback, as now Crystallized desperately trying to hold this. The Fiend's Grip was used, but it gets canceled. That's one less ultimate they'll have at their disposal. Morphling, caught by the Ice Path, but Force Staff keeps him alive. Spirit playing this so well here, Trent. They kill that Radiant Observer, and they're going to go right back to sieging the melee creeps, and they may just get it.
I mean, they have the Aegis, they have the cheese. It's still really tough for Team Spirit to do this. Like,
but they're doing it.
Yeah, it's dicey.
I mean, they're going in and out, and look at DK Phobos just constantly jumping into these fights, finding the initiations. Crystallized does morph into the Jakiro and keeps him alive. The melee barracks fall. Now the Bruce splits used. Kunkka up in 10. This is where Spirit needs to be careful. FNG does get brought down. They've started to back up. Phobos kind of left behind, but Beaver's there with a nice Ice Path. G in the tree line. He'll just TP out. They might leave this axe behind. They give him a Glimmer Cape, doing what damage he can, but Phobos will get brought down by Dendi as the Laguna Blade is utilized. G did just TP to that top lane. So not Spirit smoked up. They Glimmer Cape the axe, trying to give Phobos an angle to initiate here. They will get the ranged barracks, compliments of those ranged, like a right-clicking carry in the moments to come.
And still holding that high ground near Navi's base.
Oh, set up onto Lil. It forces the Berserker's call to miss, but this is going to be a freebie on the Bane. Navi just can't find the angle to get in and break up that fight. No buyback available on him. Now Shackle does connect on the Brewmaster. He's got a gem as well as a split. On the other side, Velor gets chased down by Illidan. He buys back straight away. Dendi still with the BKB and cheese. Another disruption. Ice Pass flying all over the place. Crystallized utilizing that morph. They kill that tier 2 tower up top, force a buyback. It's another pretty good fight for Spirit.
Yep, just keeps on going up.
More economic damage, babe.
Feels like Slayer. Question here for Crystallized. He's going to commit. He's going to keep his buyback. Not going to go for the Scotty.
Smoke gets broken. Phobos actually misses the taunt. Nice use of the Force Staff there, but BKB's used Velor. This will be a dieback if he goes down. Disruption breaks things up a little bit. They lose Beaver on the backside, but BKB Crystal is pretty scary. 1-for-1 so far. Now the Fiend's Grip onto Slark through the BKB. Big damage onto Illidan, but he survives. Not quite. Crystallized able to finish him off. Bruce split almost done, but it's a huge fight for Navi as they get 3.
Chase begins too.
And they find more. Beaver finds himself invisible with that Glimmer Cape, but there was a Sentry Ward down. Slark does not have... It's like a fair assumption. Brewmaster, I like the way he's done this. He has the Ags queued up, but just bought the Ogre Axe. We'll see Bane get initiated on. There's the setup, and Lil will go down. Easy kill for Spirit, used to call.
He can't get too cocky, though. There's all these sentries down from Navi, basically protecting Dendi, trying to give him...
Look at this, though. Dendi's out of range of the sentries. He gets shackled and destroyed. Now General, back into Panda form. Remember, it's a long cooldown. He's not yet level 25.
He's going to wait for him call, though, and they're right down there. It's tempting.
This disruption, he's thinking about it. Instead, just grabs the Slark, but it's not even close to enough damage. Now the Fiend's Grip. Illidan still able to survive after taking the Laguna Blade on top of it all. Tier 3 tower still just getting chipped away by these illusions. Spirit playing this so controlled, slow and steady. 500 HP left on the tower. Crystallized in general.
G's going for another side swipe here, potentially. He's cleaning out that wave.
Tier 3 is starting to fall, though, Trent. It just feels like Navi can't hold this against the slow siege between the burn from the Jakiro, all the illusions.
They need some huge, like, freehand torrent or something to break this open, but the save from the Shadow Demon just being there makes it difficult.
One pick on Dendi, and this game pretty much ends. Phobos finds it on the side. It's General. The Brewmaster gets brought down. He'll have the buyback, but still no Bruce split. Now the Shackle connects on Lil. Bane's dead. Buyback used straight away. Dendi, Abyssal Blade flies from the heavens. He'll pop the cheese, and he does live. Bruce split up in 5. General should be able to survive through it as Phobos is actually getting pretty darn low. Tanks the Laguna, and he will go down. Spirit might need to back up, but a Shackle on 2. Dendi brings down FNG, but now Velor dies. Bruce Split's been utilized. G could be in some trouble. Buyback now used by the Kunkka. It'll be a dead G. Jakiro put inside of the Cyclone. He's likely to fall as well. A lot of buybacks available on Spirit. Well, 2 out of the 4 at least counted in that. They got that kill on Dendi before, not counted in that. Dendi bought back, also not counted in that.
Yeah. There. Oh, Beans grip.
And they might get this kill on Slark, though. This is a big kill, and they will find it. It's a full...
This is huge. The siege from the Earth Panda is actually a big deal. Like, that guy can beat down some towers. That's through a Crimson Guard.
Yeah, it hits really hard. That Demolish added. And with that short cooldown, there is a little window where he will be in Panda form. It's about 15 seconds.
He's got to be regretting that a little bit on the talent, though. Like...
The HP?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Still has that Aghanims queued up. Shackle actually does latch on the Morphling. Follow-up could be there, but not quite. FNG goes out too deep, and this is going to cost the Shadow Demon his life. No buyback available on the Shadow Demon. 30 gold short. Tier 3 tower mid has gone down. There's 2 lanes of barracks exposed. This Brew split is so hard to stop in terms of the sieging. You're absolutely right about that. But Slark is back up now. Did not use his buyback, but spent his gold. Now they catch Lina. This is going to be a dieback for Dendi. He's out of the game for 2 full minutes. BKBs have been used.
That just can't happen, man.
Yep.
Head BKB, head Sight, head Shadow Blade, head Yules, head Hurricane Pike, just dead.
And Kunkka caught by the Abyssal Blade. He's going to get brought down. That's going to be a dieback for him. And, well, there was a moment there where it seemed great for Navi. Crystallize now on the run, low on HP, looking for the damage. See you later. Buyback from the Morphling. So much mobility. Still gets caught. But Spirit playing this somewhat cautiously. There is still a glyph on the Radiant. They only have 1 tier 4. So need to be very thoughtful about how they choose to glyph this.
Jeez, and that Jakiro with a 30% XP gain, he's got the plus 1.25 second ice path, which is very painful for Morphling.
Yeah, that's a huge duration stun. So Mega Creeps now secured. Let's focus on creeps so they can counter-initiate. Phobos has the cooldowns available, but another nice Nightmare. But the other way, it's a banish onto the Bane. Force Staff still on the ice path. That level 25 Jakiro talent making all the difference in the world, but Crystallize on the back line. He's all by himself. Does try to bring down FNG. They go 1 for 1. G gets brought down as well, but he's got the Aegis coming back to life. General with another Brew split. Navi are hanging on here, and it looks like G could go down, but a huge call from Phobos. Illidan jumps back in. He's been isolated in the Cyclone, but they bring down Crystallize. No buyback on the Morphling, and this looks like it's the end for Navi. The glyph is used, only 2 heroes remaining. G is bought back to get into this fight. Lina caught by the Ice Path, the Macro Pyre, the death for Dendi as he buys back. The Mega Creeps pushing in, BKBs used for good measure. But Navi's hopes of starting out in the upper bracket now extinguished as Spirit will knock them down 2-0 in this best-of-3 series. GG is called. Wow.
Hey man, if Team Spirit means I get to watch more DK Phobos, I am down.
Yeah.
That axe completely